throws it deep downfield. Tyree who makes the catch. What a play by Manning, and what a catch by Tyree. Manning takes the snap, lobs it left. First is wide open. Touchdown Giants!
Touchdown!
Deep ball down the left sideline, and it's going to be caught. Was he inbounds? Yes! Manningham on the sideline. Brady heaves one down the middle of the field into the end zone. A jump ball, and it's incomplete, and the ball game's over, and the Giants have won Super Bowl 46.
Welcome to episode 4 of the Papa's Perspective podcast, brought to you by Bob's Discount Furniture, the official furniture store and mattress partner of the New York Football Giants. I am John Schmelk. He is the voice of the Giants, Bob Papa. We take a look at some of the calls that Bob has had, some of his favorite calls, and some of the best games against the Giants' opponent that upcoming week. This week, the Giants host the Philadelphia Eagles. So, Bob, we're going to focus on only Giant home games against the Eagles and save the road games for the game later in the year.
Yeah, and John, I mean, I was only doing the play-by-play for the Giants. It was my 6th year. There was the playoff year in 1997, Jim Fossil's first year after a couple losing seasons. And then after a disastrous 1999, Ernie Accorsi and staff put together a roster with the draft picks from the mid to late 90s coming to fruition. John Fox was the defensive coordinator. Sean Payton was the offensive coordinator. The Giants dipped into the free agent market, and they had a really good football team. A really good football team to the point that they were hosting a playoff game in the divisional round against the arch-rival Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this was a point in time in Giants history where the Giants are having a free run against the Eagles, but you knew this game was going to be tough. And Giants fans, after that disappointing playoff loss to Minnesota in 1997, where they fell apart down the stretch, blew a 9-point lead late, they were just itching. And there was electricity in Giants Stadium that, you know, harkened you back to the 80s and some of those great championship teams. It felt like a heavyweight fight. Giants and Eagles, stadiums rocking, people are waving the white towels, and boom, right out of the gate. This is back in the day when teams won the coin toss and they elected to receive before they started doing the deferring stuff. So the Giants won the toss. They said, let's get the football. And bam, they put some number on them, Philadelphia.
David Akers to kick the football off. It's on a tee at the 30-yard line. The Giants have 2 men back deep, Damon Washington and Ron Dixon. We are set for today's game. Akers, a left-footed kicker, gets into the ball, and it's a good lining kick. Dixon will take it from his own 4. Up to the 10, 15, breaks right 20, 25, 30. There goes Dixon to the outside. It's a foot race. Ron Dixon in midfield. Ron Dixon's going to score. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. No flags.
97 yards. I could still feel the heat and the energy from Giants Stadium coming up into the broadcast booth.
Was that the best Giants team to that point that you had done play-by-play for, Bob, would you say?
As the full-time play-by-play guy, yeah. The 97 team was Dave Brown got hurt. Danny Cannell did a nice job managing the game. They had young defensive players like Jason Sehorn and Felipe Spark. You know, they were coming into their own a little bit. But this 2000 team was good. You know, this was Jim Fossil moved the chips, the late Jim Fossil moved the chips to the center of the table before the Arizona game. But this was a team that was good. Sehorn was a lockdown kind of corner that played really well against the big receivers, the big-time receivers. And, man, right out of the gate, the Giants deliver a big punch. So Philadelphia, staggering. They get the ball, their first possession, and on a 3rd and 4, pick a good field position, boom, the Giants get a sack. Cornelius Griffin and Keith Hamilton get the sack, force the punt. They trade possessions. Giants aren't able to get anything going offensively, but neither is Philadelphia. And then late in the first quarter, Philadelphia is trying to put a drive together. And then Donovan McNabb throws a pass to Small, who fumbled it. Sean Williams recovers the fumble. Talented guy. Setting up a short field for the Giants. Tiki Barber has a 12-yard run. Brad Del Wiso kicks a field goal, so on the first play of the second quarter. So now you feel like the Giants have control of this game. They're up 10-zip. They get the ball back. They got another nice drive going. And Ron Dane the Heisman Trophy winner, fumbles on a 1st and 10 at the Philadelphia 28-yard line. So that kind of took a little wind out of the sails. Again, the Giants aren't doing much offensively. Philadelphia gets the ball back, and they start a drive against the Giants, but the Giants' defense comes up huge.
Play clock down to 10. McNabb over center. 2 receivers right. 1 to the near side left is Small. Split back set. McNabb drops straight back. McNabb hits, sack, fumbles the football. It's loose, and the Giants recovered at the 26. Cedric Jones recovered it.
Michael Strahan got the sack. Cedric Jones on the recovery. So now the Giants are set up. 1st and 10 at the 26. 1st and 10 at the 14. Remember, this is pre-Coughlin. Tiki Barber fumbles the football away. And now the chance for the Giants to widen a 10-0 lead with a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line goes poof.
McNabb again over center. Drops straight back. Giants on a blitz. McNabb hit as he throws, swings it right, and the pass nearly, it is intercepted by Sehorn. He's got it on the run. Down the left sideline, cuts it at the 10. 5, touchdown! What a play by Sehorn! Unbelievable athleticism!
It's one of the most iconic plays in Giants Stadium history. Let's face it, Giants history. Now that we listen back to the call and we remember what the replay looked like in our heads, I mean, what Sehorn was able to do, and I'll never forget this. Michael Strahan said this a million times. The best athlete that he ever played with in all of his years in the NFL, and we're talking about NFL caliber athletes, said Jason Sehorn, hands down the best athlete.
Honestly, Bob, I've seen that video. I'm surprised you were able to pick up the fact that it was an interception that quickly, because it just looks like a pass breakup at first because he gets a deflection, right? But then he manages to hold on to it. How did you see it so quickly that it was a pick?
Young eyes. That was my 6th year as the play-by-play voice of the New York Giants. Let's see. How old was I at that point? I was 27.
Did you have the binoculars out for that, or did you see that straight?
Had the binoculars, yeah. You know, you had to have the binoculars out. No, I wasn't 27. I was 37. I was 37. So 17-zip Giants, 17-3. Eagles get a late field goal, so it's 17-3 going to the 3rd quarter. Philadelphia, they have the football. They do nothing. The Giants do nothing. They kind of trade possessions. So Philadelphia punts the ball away, and Amani Toomer fumbles the punt return. So Philadelphia takes over at the Giants' 32-yard line. Down 17-3. Giant defense keeps them out of the end zone, though. They keep them out of the end zone. They play good defense. Philadelphia had it 4th and 3 at the 12, and David Akers missed a field goal wide right, which would be a theme in the next game we're going to bring you from the 2002 season. Wide right seems to be a theme for Akers in the old Giants stadium. Giants don't do anything with the possession. They punt it. The Eagles punt it back to the Giants. Kerry Collins hits Pete Mitchell near the end of the 3rd quarter on a 14-yard pass. So that sets up the Giants in the red zone. Ron Dane gets a 5-yard run, actually from the Giants' 20-yard line. But the Giants now are keeping the ball away from Philadelphia. And early in the 4th quarter, you know, I mentioned that the Giants had a lot of players that they had drafted that were key players in all this. Ike Hilliard, Amani Toomer, Tiki Barber, so on and so forth. But there were also like some free agent pickups like Kerry Collins, the quarterback, and tight end Pete Mitchell, who made a big play to start the 4th.
17-3 Giants. Dane the lone setback. Fake the handoff to Dane. Collins looking to his left. Throws a bomb over the middle. Caught by Mitchell at the 10. Tackled at the 9. Pete Mitchell with a huge catch. Running the seam a la Bavaro. Gain of 33. 1st and goal Giants.
Bob Papa pumped up on that one.
It's a playoff game, man. I was all fired up. Pete Mitchell, 33 yards. So now the Giants, remember, they're up 17-3. And, yeah, all right, salt this thing away here. They got 1st and goal at the 9, and Luke Pettigrew gets called for a false start, which means that they wind up having to settle for a field goal from Brad Del Wiso to make it 20-3. You would have felt a lot better at 24-3 at that point. but 20-3 is where you're at. Eagles get the ball. They have to go for it on a 4th and 15 at midfield. They complete a 14-yard pass. Brandon Short, war number 53, made a heck of a play. I could still remember it in the middle of the field at Giants Stadium. Stops Lewis a yard short of the first down. So the Giants are able to take over, and now they start burning clock. Punt's not a bad thing, right? Brad Maynard gets his punt blocked. So they get a punt blocked, and Philadelphia returns it. So they're starting at the 8-yard line. And Philadelphia gets a pretty quick touchdown. In 20 seconds, they took over the Giants 8 with 2:21 to go. McNabb throws a touchdown pass. So now, it's 20-10. And you're like, okay, still a game under control. The Giants recover the onside kick. Collins takes a knee. Next thing you know, the Giants are moving on.
He goes to a knee, does Kerry Collins. The celebration is on.
See you next week, folks.
A Giants record crowd of 78,000 plus. Watch the Giants win it, 20-10.
And the following week, they'd play the best game ever in the history of the New York Giants in Giant Stadium.
Yeah, and Bob, they ended up going all the way to the Super Bowl that year. A bitter end, obviously, but a heck of a playoff run.
Yeah, which, by the way, about that Super Bowl game, I know everybody always looks at it as the, redheaded stepchild because the Giants have won 4 Super Bowls, so no one ever likes to talk about it. But that game was a one-possession game against the Ravens, early in the fourth quarter. The final score, despite all the Collins interceptions and stuff, the Giants were in that. They had 1 million chances in that game.
But that penalty early in the game that took that big touchdown off
early
the
in the
board.
game, the Armstead pick 6. But that's for another podcast at another time when the Giants play the Ravens next year or the year after.
All right, and now let's go ahead to 2002.
Yeah, we're going to look at games between the Giants and Eagles at Giant Stadium or MetLife Stadium and the happier times, because a lot of the Giants games against the Eagles at home were not exactly memorable experiences like the 2008 NFC Divisional Playoff round in which the Giants lost at home to Donovan McNabb and the Eagles. And obviously the Giants, the year before they won Super Bowl 46, they had a really good team in 2010, but 10 wins didn't get them in the playoffs. And really the highlight of the season was the blown lead at home against the Philadelphia Eagles in Miracle in the Meadowlands Part 2 with Deshaun Jackson's punt return. But we have some other memorable moments when the Giants were home against Philadelphia, like the game in December of 2002. All right, the Giants are 2 years removed from being in the Super Bowl. They had a really good team in 2002. They were coming on down the stretch, and they're playing Philadelphia and I remember the energy and the feel inside of Giant Stadium, and, everybody was just all fired up. There was like no Eagles fans in the building, and you just got a sense that this was going to be an exciting day, but a nervous day. And it started off nervously for me because I remember Philadelphia puts together a quick 67-yard drive, and they go up 7-0 on the opening possession of the game. It was a double reverse. FedEx, Freddie Mitchell, hands it off to James Thrash for a 20-yard touchdown. So quickly the Giants are down 7. Devin Joyce had a nice punt return, a kickoff return. Giants have a drive going. So now they have 2nd and goal at the 6. Kerry Collins throws an interception. So he throws a pick. He was trying to get it to Shockey, and it's like, oh, man. It's going to be one of those days. And the Giants wind up trailing going into the second quarter. They're down 7-0. They've had good field position. They've had good opportunities. Nothing's really going their way at this point. So I'm not feeling it right now. I got Dick Lynch by my side. He's always pretty positive. So in the second quarter, Giants are still trailing 7-0. They finally get a nice drive going. Tiki Barber had a 13-yard run on a 3rd and 6. And then it looked like the Giants finally got the game tied up.
Collins play fake to throw. Swings it right. Caught by Stackhouse. Nice. Touchdown.
This time it's in. He held on to it, went across the goal line with both hands, and he scored the TD. Nice quick pass thrown by Collins on the right side.
Flag on the play. It's coming back.
All right. Penalty.
Holding.
Number 3.
78 offense.
Oh.
10 yards. Keep checking down.
That's Mike
Rosenthal.
Yeah, so Mike Rosenthal touchdowns off the board. But the Giants wind up having a 1st and 10 at the Philadelphia 11 now because of there was a penalty against the Eagles. So you had 1st and goal at the 6, then you had 1st and goal at the 11. Now it's 2nd and goal at the 3, and now I think the Giants are going to get the game tied.
Ball at the 3. Barber's slip, takes the handoff, then fumbles the football. It's loose. Philadelphia saying they have it. Shockey says the Giants have it at the 3-yard line.
No, Philadelphia had it. Shockey was wrong. Now, I mean, Tiki had 203 yards rushing in this game. But remember, this is pre-Coughlin, John. So the fumble issues with Barber were something that was there. And the Giants wind up not scoring. They have they have a touchdown taken off the board. Go to the locker room, down 7-zip at the half. So, yeah, I remember that feeling. It was like, because at this point in time, you have to remember this too. In these fossil years, now for younger Giants fans, they may not realize this, but in the fossil years and the early Coughlin years, the Giants never lost to the Eagles. To me, this rivalry switched with the 2008 playoff loss at Giants Stadium because the Eagles couldn't cover Plaxico Burress. He had shot himself, and he was unavailable. And that deep threat that occupied Brian Dawkins was gone.
And we will have a lot of those, by the way, Burress plays in our second Eagles-Giants show that we do.
Correct, yeah. When the Giants play in Philadelphia, we'll look back at some of the Giants games in Philadelphia. This is at home games for the Giants. But so that's where this rivalry switched. So you kind of felt, even though things are going wrong, that the Giants are going to find a way to win the game. They get the ball to start the 3rd. They move it downfield. They got a 1st and 10, and you're feeling okay about things. And Tiki's running it really well, but disaster strikes again.
1st and 10 at the 40. They give it left for Barber. He's got a block from Pettigrew. Barber across the 45, got stripped. The ball came loose. Now one official is marking it down. The Eagles fall on the football. At midfield, they're giving the Eagles the ball. Barber fumbling again. He's saying his knee was down.
It was not.
No, Levon Kirkland, the former Pittsburgh Steeler, recovered it. I mean, Tiki had 3 fumbles in this football game. And so there you go. Another opportunity missed. Giants get the ball back. Philadelphia gets a couple first downs. Giants drive the ball down the field. Barber has a 39-yard run in here. As I said, he had 200-plus yards rushing. So at least the Giants are going to get some points on the board, right? No.
All right, this will be a 36-yard field goal from the left hash going this way. Bryant has missed a lot right in warm-ups. Snap, spot, kick on its way, end over end. It's drifting right, and it is no good.
Now, Bob, this feels like one of those classic games. Every opportunity to put points on the board, turnovers in the red zone, missed field goals. This feels like it has a loss written all over it at this point.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I go down on the field before the games and I always watch the kickers, because especially in Giants Stadium, more than even MetLife Stadium, the wind was tricky. And in my call there, I said in pregame warmups he missed a lot right. Well, he missed it right. So the Giants are still being shut out. 4th quarter comes, and the Giants finally get some big plays going. They got a first and 25 at their own 18-yard line after Rosenthal got called for a clip. Shockey comes through.
1st and 25 back at the Giants 18. 7-0 Eagles here in the 4th. Collins to throw, pressure up the middle for Shockey, who makes a great catch at the 38. Got knocked down, but he held on to the football.
So Shockey makes a play. Giants have it 1st and 10 at the 43. Again, they're trailing 7-0. They've had 8 billion chances to get points on the board, and now they finally do with a 1st and 10 at the Eagles 43.
1st and 10 at the Philadelphia 43. Shockey split right. Toomer split left. Jones in motion to the right. Dane in at halfback. Play fake to Dane. Collins steps up, looking for the deep ball. There's a flag on the play. Looking for Toomer. Makes the catch for a touchdown. But it's coming back, folks. Another penalty on the Giants.
Yeah, buddy Richie Soybert. So, now you start to sit there and you're saying to yourself, like, how many times can you score and have touchdowns taken off the board or big plays? But the Giants get it downfield. They make play after play. They wiggled out of a 1st and 20. And finally, the game gets tied.
2nd and goal at the 7. 8:28 to go. Giants trailing 7-0. Toomer goes wide right. Jones slot right. Shockey split left.
Shockey has what he wants, man-to-man coverage.
Jones comes in motion to the left. Eagles on a blitz. Collins lobs it right, looking for Shockey. He's got it for a touchdown. He took it right away from Dawkins.
I love Dick Lynch all over that, Bob, pre-snap.
He was all over it, man. Dick knew what he was talking about. I mean, he knew the game. He definitely understood the concepts. So that touchdown stands. So it's 7-7. Right? Now you're looking at the clock and you're like, all right, we're starting to wind down here. This is first place in the divisions on the line. Philadelphia gets the ball. They get 1 first down. They punt. So the Giants, they're starting on their own 7-yard line. Can you just kind of get out of the shadow of your own end zone? Barber goes for 8. So it's 2nd and 2 at the Giants' 15, and then more issues for Big Blue.
4 down lineman for the Eagles. They give for Barber. Gets a block from Seibert up to the 20 and tackled at the 24. The ball popped loose.
They're giving it to him.
Philadelphia has the football.
They're giving it to him.
Barber was down, and he coughed it up for the 3rd time today.
I can just sense a defeat in your voice, Bob. Like, I can't believe this is happening again.
Yeah, I mean, then Philadelphia starts the possession at the Giants' 26-yard line with 4:34 to go. The division's on the line. Despite all of Barber's yards, it means nothing. And then with 1:16 to go, Philadelphia, they use the clock. They force the Giants to use their timeouts. And with 1:16 to go, David Akers, who at the time was one of the best kickers in the NFL, has a very makeable field goal to give Philadelphia the lead.
Giants line up with 1:16 to go. Detmer to hold. Akers for the lead in a 7-7 game. Snap, spot, kick on its way. It's drifting, and it is no good. Wide right. Wide right.
It's the same end of the field where Bryant's wide right happened. And it was at that end of the field to the right of our broadcast booth in MetLife Stadium. That end zone, that south end zone, it was tricky. And the wind would be whipping around in there, and it would look like those kicks would blow back off the right upright, but they would hang to the outside. They would not drift. So Feely misses the field goal. We're going to overtime. And then the Giant defense, Philly gets the ball first. These are the old overtime rules. First team to score wins the game. Eagles have it at midfield, 3rd and 5.
Giants trying to get set. Barrow has to cover it back, out deep to the left. Feely back, looking, throws it over the middle. Pass is deflected, intercepted by Sean Williams. Brandon Short tipped it. Sean Williams have it. First turnover of the day.
Giants have the ball. They start at the Eagles' 37. Barber goes for 5. Barber goes for 10. Barber doesn't fumble. Collins fumbled a snap, though, in this whole thing that Tiki recovered. So there's an irony in all this. And then with 9:55 to go in overtime, here comes Matt Bryant again.
So here comes Bryant to try a 39-yard field goal to put the Giants in the playoffs.
40-yard.
He gets set. We await the snap. Allen to hold. Snap, spot, kick on its way, plenty of leg, and it is goal!
Oh my gosh! Would you believe it?
The Giants are going to the playoffs! Matt Bryant from 39 yards out in overtime. Pandemonium at Giant Stadium. A 10-7 win over the Eagles.
Giants go into the playoffs. Obviously, we all know what happened with that debacle against the 49ers. But that was a team that a lot of people around the NFL felt was a team that could have made it to the Super Bowl. They didn't. So we move on to our next game, John. 2012. Now it's MetLife Stadium. December the 30th. And unlike the previous game that we paid attention to, this game, you don't get many breathers against the Eagles, but this one was. The Giants were 5 of 8 on third downs. They controlled the action in this football game. And unlike some of these other games, they kind of get things going pretty early. Philadelphia gets the ball first, so the Giant defense, with Philly driving, makes a play.
Vick in a shotgun, McCoy to his left. Giants show blitz off the edge. Vick back, gets hit, throws it over the middle. Intercepted by Stevie Brown at the 25. Gets up, runs left to the 40. He's across midfield, down the left sideline of the 40. Cuts back to his right, inside the 30. Still on his feet, and finally tackled at the 25.
Yeah, so a 48-yard return. David Wilson runs it on 3 straight plays. He goes for 10, 13, and 3. David Wilson, remember him, folks? So now it's 2nd and 3 at the Philadelphia 3. Eli Manning goes up top.
2nd and goal at the 3. Randall tight to the right, Cruz tight left, bunch formation left. Manning back to throw, looks back at the end zone, touchdown Giants. Reuben Randall on the post. The rookie gets his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. Manning's 22nd touchdown pass, and the Giants convert the turnover to a touchdown.
What we thought Reuben Randall might become his rookie season with the Giants. 7-zip. Eagles go 3 and out. Bradshaw has a big 17-yard run on a 3rd and 1. So 2nd offensive possession, and Eli goes to the rookie again.
One back set is Wilson. Manning drops straight back to throw. Has time, deep ball down the left sideline, and the pass is caught by Randall, and he falls into the end zone for a touchdown. He beat Nnamdi Asomugha and Randall with his 2nd touchdown catch of the game.
Is this the dream team year for the Eagles, Bob? I heard Nnamdi Asomugha, which is why I'm asking the question. It was, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is when they put together their group that was supposed to take over the world. Didn't happen.
Nope.
Did not work. Pretty not good. So 14-0 Giants. Eagles go 3 and out again. Giants, 3rd possession, 3rd and 4, and Manning this time mixes it up and goes to his veteran running back.
Manning from the shotgun set, back to throw. Has Bradshaw down the right side, and he's got him at midfield. Spins off a man at the 40. Rolls to his 30-yard line and tackled from behind by Rogers Cromartie at the 28-yard line. 42-yard pass play to Bradshaw up the right sideline.
Then 3 plays later, the Giants make it 21-zip.
1st and 10 at the 15. Manning out of the gun. Back to throw. Looks, throws right. He's got Wilson in the end zone, who makes the catch for the touchdown.
Just a quick note on Wilson, Bob. One of the most athletic guys that I think either one of us have ever seen at a Giants training camp. I'll never forget, when he suffered that neck injury that ended his career, how scary it was, where he basically ran into his own offensive lineman's back in a practice in the summertime, and you can literally just see his legs go out from underneath him, and he collapsed. And, he ended up trying to do, I think it was a triple jump, right? He tried to qualify for that later. He tried to make it back. And it was just one of those unfortunate things where a really good athlete, he could never really figure out how to play the running back position, and then the injury just kind of cut his career short.
Yeah, and this was a very frustrating season for the Giants, too, because coming off the Super Bowl in 2011, if you remember, they had lost a game in Washington a couple of weeks earlier, a bunch of weeks earlier, where they could have basically eliminated Washington. And it was one of those games where they just let Washington hang in there. And the Giants had the ball late, and Eli was driving, and then they missed passes and committed penalties. So now the Giants are in a position here. They got to win this game, and then they got to hope, tiebreaker-wise or something, that it's going to work out for them and get in the playoffs. But they got to take care of business. Philly gets a touchdown to start the 2nd. Giants go on a long drive, and again, Bradshaw pays it off.
1st to goal at the 1 for the Giants, so the drive continues with the penalty. 6:30 to go in the half. Eye set, Giants showing run the whole way. Bradshaw, the tailback. Pascal in motion to the right. Handoff right for Bradshaw to the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. For Ahmad Bradshaw, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. And for Bradshaw, that's career rushing touchdown number 32. He's 9th all-time on the Giants list, one behind now Ron Johnson.
So now it's 28-7. Eagles late in the half, 23 seconds to go. Ball's at midfield, and the Eagles decide to go for it. 4th and 5 at midfield, and Michael Vick's pass to Jeremy Maclin goes for 4 yards. Will Hill makes the tackle. So now there's 17 seconds to go. Manning hits Dominic Hickson for 30. I remember this. It was like boom, boom. And then on the very next play, the Giants widen their lead.
Randall and Cruz split left. Cruz in the slot. Giants picked up the blitz nicely. Manning out of the gun. Back to throw. Climbs the pocket. Throws it deep to the end zone for Cruz, who's got a touchdown, Giants.
So it's 35-7 at the half. Eli has 5 touchdown passes in this game. Doesn't throw for a ton of yards. They just kind of trade possessions in the third quarter of this game. And then, as I mentioned, Eli threw 5 touchdown passes. In the fourth quarter, the final scoring, sometimes you got to give the workman a little effort. And Eli pays back his fullback, Henry Hynoski.
Manning, play fake, he'll throw. Rolls right, throws right. Hynoski's got it. Touchdown. Henry Hynoski's first career touchdown.
Doing a little rhino there in the end zone. His own touchdown dance.
Heino the Rhino.
Yeah, that was the birth of Heino the Rhino.
Did the horn.
Yep, he did the horn. Good guy, Henry Hynoski. And, the Giants win the football game, but they don't make it into the postseason. So the next one that we're going to visit back to is in 2016, the year that the Giants made the playoffs in this stretch of time. 2016, Ben McAdoo, rookie head coach for the Giants. Giants are trying to chase down the Cowboys. Ironically, the Giants swept the Cowboys that year, but still didn't win the division. But on November the 6th, the Giants are playing the Eagles at MetLife Stadium. And again, you got Eli Manning. Now it's against Carson Wentz. You got OBJ. You got Victor Cruz. You got guys that can make plays. Giants still go 3 and out to start the game, but the Giant defense 2 plays later gets the ball right back.
Wentz back to throw under pressure. Chased by Vernon. Throws it high. Intercepted by Landon Collins at the 30-yard line. And then he gets tackled at the 27. Vernon got the pressure. Bad throw. And Wentz turns it over.
So the Giants get the ball back, and they've improved their field position by a lot. And 2 plays later, the Giants take the lead.
Manning in a shotgun set. Play fake. Quick slant. Odell's got it at the 20. Cuts at the 15. He's to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Giants. Bam, just like that. 26 yards. Odell celebrates his 24th birthday yesterday with a touchdown on Sunday against the Eagles.
7-zip Giants. Eagles get the ball back, and 2 possessions and 2 picks for the Giant D.
Wentz in a shotgun. 2 receivers left. Tight end flex left. He takes the snap. He's back to throw. Steps up. Fires it high over the middle. Intercepted once again. Andrew Adams, the rookie free agent with his first career pick. And he's chased out of bounds at the Philadelphia 30.
It was during this time, Bob. They kept trying to find that safety to go next to Landon Collins. Adams was like the last iteration of that group.
Yeah, because guys were getting injured and people that they brought in. So Andrew Adams, who wound up having a nice career, gets the interception. And then 3 plays later, Manning makes him pay again. So Manning, a 30-yard touchdown pass to Roger Lewis, and it's 14-zip Giants. That's where we stood after 14-3 Giants. Philadelphia gets a touchdown, though. It's 14-10. And then the Giants regain the lead. Manning hooks up with Odell Beckham Jr.
Manning looks to his right, barks out a signal, takes the snap, lobs one right corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Giants, Odell Beckham Jr. His second of the ball game.
So Odell with a 1-yard touchdown catch, 21-10 Giants. Now, a big play, I remember near the end of the first half, Philadelphia has it in Giant territory. They have 4th and 1 at the Giant 6. And the Giant defense, again, makes a play in this game.
High set with Sproles the tailback. Wentz calls signals. Ertz in motion to the right. Wentz hands off for Sproles. Turns right. Can he get to the 5? I don't know. It's close. It looks like he's short.
He did
No,
not.
he is short. They tried power football with the smallest guy on the field.
Yeah, and Snacks Harrison and Kelvin Shepard got the stop. Giants get the ball back, but they can't do anything with it. So Philadelphia has the football. We're under 2 minutes to go in the half. And now Philadelphia gets stopped at the Giant 22. So they're going to try to at least make it 21-13 at the half, but not so fast.
So out comes Caleb Sturgis to try a 40-yard field goal. He's hit from 34. Snap is clean. Kicked on its way, and it's blocked by the Giants and picked up by Janoris Jenkins. Jenkins out to midfield. Jenkins in Eagles territory, and then he fumbled the football. It's loose.
Giants still have it.
Yeah, Mark Herzlich actually pounced on it. Giants don't get points, but JPP with the blocked field goal. So you got a couple of interceptions, a blocked field goal. Giants go to the locker room up 21-10. Philly scores to start the third, 21-17. Giants march the ball down the field. And then, again, Manning with another big pass when needed.
Manning working over center. Jennings, the tailback. Manning drops straight back to throw. Steps up, has time. Throws one down to the right side for Shepard, who catches it for the touchdown.
Sterling Shepard, 32 yards, a little breathing room for the Giants. It's now 28-17 in favor of Big Blue. And Shepard with a touchdown catch in that game. He had 50 yards receiving. But, against Philadelphia, you can never relax. Eagles go 3 and out. Giants get the ball back. They don't do much with it. Philadelphia gets the ball back, and they wind up getting a field goal. So it's 28-10 early in the fourth quarter. They trade possessions. Manning gets intercepted on a pass intended for Odell with the Giants in plus territory. Defense rises up. Giants bad field position, 3 and out. Philadelphia gets the ball, but again, the Giants hold Philadelphia to a field goal, so it's 28-23. And now we're in the 2-minute warning. 1:55 to go, and there's a big 3rd and 4 for the Giants. They're trying to just take the air out of this game, up 5, but they make a mistake.
3rd and 4 from the Giant 29. Giants by 5, 28-23. 1:55 to go. Manning takes the snap, drops back to throw. Fires it over the middle, and the pass is caught, intercepted. A diving interception made by the Eagles. Deflected at the line of scrimmage, and then intercepted by Jordan Hicks at the 34 of the Giants.
Yeah, worst case scenario there.
Yeah, it was, because now a touchdown by Philadelphia wins the game. They're down 5, so they're not, it was like the Giants when they were down in the Super Bowl, down 4 against the Patriots. You're not, if the field goal's out of the equation, it becomes 4-down territory, and that's what it was. This game came down to a 4th down play.
Wentz calls out the signals. He takes the snap. He looks. He lobs one. Right corner of the end zone, and the pass incomplete. Intended for Jordan Matthews. Trevin Wade on the coverage.
Yep, and that was how it ended. Giants hold on for a 28-23 win.
All right, Bob, those are 3 games. We have 5 games coming your way when the Giants visit Philadelphia, and that's going to be a big focus on that 2002 to 2010 era when we have a lot of those games with Plaxico Burress, like you mentioned.
Yeah, a lot of fun games and a lot of memorable moments. Eli getting sacked like a pincushion down in Philadelphia, but still rising up to win. So it's a fun trip back, and anytime we can play highlights that has Dick Lynch's voice in it, it's a good day.
All right, everybody, enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. Of course, the Giants and Philadelphia Eagles at MetLife Stadium. We get to remember and put into the rafters the jersey of Michael Strahan. He'll be there. It'll be a great look back at his great career with the Giants. Make sure you get in your seats and you're there for the halftime ceremony. For Bob Papa, I'm John Schmelk. That's the most recent episode of Papa's Perspective. It's all brought to you by Bob's Discount Furniture, the official furniture store and mattress partner of the New York Giants. We'll see you next time on Papa's Perspective.